Mic check, we're good to go. Okay. I need to get this as an announcement and I need to turn this down. Okay. Okay. Um. Right. Short. Short qualifying. Okay. Um. Right. Right. Oh, we've only got 16 drivers today. 18 minutes of qualifying are underway. We have all drivers currently in the pit lane, and that's it's not a Haas, that is a Williams leaving the pit lane now. Um, um, oh, I should probably get this up on my phone. Right. And also for those who are here, let me know if sounds too loud or something. But, right. Hello everybody and welcome to qualifying for the Dutch Grand Prix at Circuit Zandvoort. 4.2 kilometers or 2.6 miles spread across 17 corners and raced traditionally across 72 laps. The circuit is fairly quick, known to have a roller coaster-like feel similar to that of Portimao and other tracks where there's lots of elevation changes. Particular points to note is turn 1, the end of DRS zone 2, spectacular for overtaking. Also there is also oops. Also there is how do I okay. Also to note is the end last turn, turn 17, heavily banked, and is actually one of the only times where a DRS zone goes around a corner. Another risky Another point to note, turn 3, another heavily banked turn, can be very useful for drivers attempting to make overtakes. Fairly short lap round here, expect lap times to be somewhere in the 110s by the end of qualifying, as we just see Snitler set the mark at a 120s. 1.749, excuse me. Right. Okay, I stand corrected. Let me check what the actual quality times are, because I have no clue. Uh... Right. Yeah, lap times... Okay, yeah, this is unreal. Lap times were in the 109s, so... You guys are officially better than F1 drivers. How do you feel? Lando Norris's pole time was a 109 something. Anyway, let's move on now. TVH on a hot lap here. Absolutely love that section of corners. Turn 4, 5, 6. Down here, turn 7, 8. It's very flowing. Turns just keep coming. Got to put more and more steering lock on, so you can't anymore open it back out for the very short DRS zone 1. Before, got a sharp braking zone, another overtaking spot down there. Right, I've got the circuit map up, we're fine now. At turn 11. So, prime overtaking spots to be thinking about is dive bomb down the inside of turn 1. Very much possible with DRS. Potentially a switchback attempt at turn 3. Also potential for dive bombs at turn 8 and 9, the two right-handers, which is where TV is going through now. And then past that, you have this short DRS straight, at the end of which is a heavy braking zone into a sharp right-hander. And we will look at that from Jamie, who I believe is currently on a hot lap, as he rounds those corners. And this turn already is slightly banked, but you can really see how the banking increases as you get up there. And then it's into the pit lane for both of them. I thought that was a red flag for a second. Oh my god, right, anyway. Let's see. Perkins on an out lap. Worthless on a hot lap. Just about to end it. Let's join him as we make our way to the line. And it's only 12th. That's... He's going for a double. He's got Devil right ahead of him. Nice, lovely slipstream from him. He is down on his first sector by just under a tenth. Presumably lost a lot of time somewhere in the second or third sector due to his questionable lap time in the 120s. As he approaches the end of sector 2, and it is 5 seconds quicker in the second sector. And as he rounds, there's turn 16, there's oh wait, why did I get 17 from it? It's 14. Anyway, across the line he goes 10th, 1:10.090. Devil on a lap behind him as well. Still have Yusuf, Mr. Mine, and Brandon, who Brandon has just gone 7th fastest. So just Yusuf, who is also on a lap, and Mr. Mine yet to set their benchmark laps. Volsey is obviously miles away, being hunted down though by Leo, but Volsey doing quite strongly with a 1:08.645. Just under 2/10 ahead of Leo, who was just about a 1/10 and a half further ahead. And across the line they go. Yusuf goes 11th fastest, 1:10.0. I wonder if Mr. Mine is ever going to leave the pit lane. Subtle. It's not really foreshadowing. A subtle request. Is Mr. Mine going to be leaving the pit lane? I see a Ferrari, one behind the other. Let's go on board with Volsey, currently, provisionally on pole position. Going to be getting a huge tow from Jamie all the way around. If they have spaced each other correctly, that is. Definitely some locking of the fronts between some of these people. Some of these drivers. Some clouds of smoke have very much been present at turn 3. Question is, at this point, Volsey is getting so close to Jamie that he might be receiving some dirty air, doing more harm than good, as Jamie goes out the way to let Volsey through. And Volsey goes across the line, already fastest, trying to take it further away. Can he do so? And he can, with a 1:08.598 for him. Takes it even further away by over 2/10 to Leo, who was on a hot lap but has bailed on it. Wonder if he will go again. Looks like he might. And he is not going again. Well, we have Wildstorm taking a detour through the gravel. And we have a Ferrari approaching him from behind. Interesting, Jamie stayed out to do another push lap. However, his teammate's currently leading. He is in 6th. Can he improve? To the line. He was 2.8 seconds off. And it's time to start another lap. Can really hear this V6 is roaring with the revs down towards turn 3. The elevation and the banking of these turns does make things very difficult to control, particularly under braking, as evident by what looked to be a half spin there for, well, not even a half spin, but what looked to be a slight loss of control there for Jamie, unless that was just control. Either way, you can see all of the smoke being from all these tyres locking up. Car's still under control though, and over and down the final section, but he dives into the pit lane. It's not going to be an improvement for him. Probably is going to have time for one more run. Perkins is also on a hot lap. The Renault engine absolutely singing, as we've got someone else, Doctor, is starting his hot lap now. Got a Mercedes and a Haas on an outlap as well. Oh, what's this? Doctor's lost a front wing. I'd love to get a replay of what happened. By the looks of things, he locked up and went straight on at turn 3. I saw his GPS in the wall. I believe that's all it is. Locked up straight into the wall. Anyways, that will be quite problematic. However, it's a very short circuit. He can probably get another lap in. Perkins round turn 11. Looks like he is on for a fairly decent lap here, as DRS goes open round the banking. Battery to the line. Not an improvement from him. Is he going again? Nope, he is not. I think he might. He'll either be in this lap or he's going for another push lap afterwards, but difficult to tell. Right. I'd love if this yellow flag could go away so I could see how much time we've got left. Mr. Mine is one to be watching. Hasn't done a lap yet. His only lap of the session. Gonna have to hope it's a good one. He's not the kind to be sitting in P16. However, Leo, where's Leo at? I'm not sure if that's Leo behind him or not. Yes, it is. We'll go on board with Leo afterwards. In fact, not. We're going on board with him now. Leo is currently starting on the front row, but he is looking to challenge that and take the pole position from Volsey. It is 2/10 the gap. Perkins and Yusuf finish in the pit lane. Leo does step a wheel off into the gravel, going a bit too sharp at turn 11. I can see another Scuderia Ferrari vacuum, led by Volsey this time, and Leo doesn't quite have enough to take it, but Jamie does and manages a 108.574 to take pole position from his own teammate by just 0.02 of a second. Eagle will be next across the line. Where will he go? Currently 12th with a 109.768. Does not improve on that lap. Who will it be next? It will be Mr. Mind finish with 109.433. Currently 10th. Doctor, currently last. Stays last. Just 0.05 behind 13th. TVH into the pits. Cialdino also will be into the pits. I think that's everyone. Unless... Yep, that's everyone. Jamie takes pole position from his own teammate and secures a Ferrari front row lockout. That was a very, very good qualifying session to watch, I must say. We've got this same problem again where the formation lap's happening and it's not going to let me watch it. And then it's going to tell me the formation lap information midway through lap 2 or something stupid. Anyways, right, can we, like, kinda... This is kinda difficult to commentate. Can we get going, please? There we go. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4, 5. And they're out and away they go. On for a while they were. Some wheel spin further down the back of the field. Volsey and Jamie get a decent launch off the line, all tucking into turn one. No heroics into turn one. I did see some carbon fibre flaring up. That should cause some yellow flags at the back. Cialdino is trying to get a run down into turn number 3, but is unable to. Oh, but he does get one out. The exit of turn 3. I did see someone just go wide. An Aston Martin, by the looks of things, probably that of Wildstorm. The field is splitting. As Leo, Day's not improving at all, gets overtaken by Brandon. Currently battling it with them. And, I mean, Cialdino, Volsey has fallen all the way down into 4th place, which is interesting. There's a small gap starting to form. The two leading are almost fully broken away. We head back to interval. Snitler has lost the DRS train. I think that's a AI issue. Okay. All the real racers have lost the DRS train. And Cialdino goes past Jamie, past Brandon, and takes the lead of the race. What started as such a good race for the Ferrari pair is shaping out to be not much better. Bear in mind, in terms of tyre strategies, both the Ferraris are on hards and Brandon and Cialdino are both on softs. Not a fight they should be taking at the moment. Brandon and Cialdino exchanging position. Cialdino looking to maybe get a rundown into the exit turn 3, but he doesn't feel like trying any heroics there so far. Jamie gets a perfect view of the pair of them battling it out. Maybe he might think about joining. Anyway, very much a GRS train is starting to form now. TVNL leading the gap. P10 and downwards, and P1 to 9, I almost said P first. P1 to 9 and P10 downwards, all in their own DRS train. Oh, I think we've got another further split here. Wildstorm leading P5 to P9. The McLarens, Brandon and Cialdino, the top four, battling amongst themselves. Leo did not have the start to this race that he wanted. Obviously, being on hard tyres is going to be difficult, but he has struggled to get temperature into those tyres and has fallen victim to the other drivers. Down through position, Max Fan, who did have a qualifying ban, is up 8 places, and Brandon is up 6. So there's some considerations for driver of the day. It is a fairly long race today, 36 laps. Leo is going to fancy his chances down the inside of Wildstorm, and I did see a little bit of underfloor damage potentially for Wildstorm there. Love to get a replay, but I'm not really at that level of technical ability yet. Might be able to get a look at his side pod as we come around here. Particularly on his right side, I believe there may have been some wheel to side pod or underfloor contact. As Leo and Max Fan going side, and Leo half spins it with some contact with Max. I didn't get a good look at that at all. I'm sorry, Leo. Leo will not. Leo won't be happy, but you know, he's head down, get some work done. As Mr. Mine thinks about it down the inside of Wildstorm, but backs off. Leo gets both of them, but can he keep it from Mr. Mine, who won't be giving up, but he is kind of forced to head into turn 3. Leo's got a pretty strong gap of 1.7 seconds to catch up. It's not going to be easy, especially given Max and Panda do have well, Max has DRS on Panda. And in fact, I feel like he's thinking about an overtake potentially on the exit of turn 3, given softer to medium tyres. It's too far back to get anything done there. Maybe next lap or sooner. It is nice to see a variety of Like, we've got Pandas on mediums, the Ferraris are on hards, Brandon and Ciardino are on softs, Eagles on mediums, Yusuf's on mediums, NLTVH is on mediums, Perkins is on mediums, Devil Driver's on mediums, Doctor's on mediums, and these two are ghosted anyway. Oh, Wildstorm gets some wheel spin on the exit and runs very much wide there. Well, he's lost one DRS train, but he's about to be leading another one. Still got the detection point off though, so as Mr. Mine goes up the inside at turn 1, DRS and battery to the line. You see what I'm not enabling the telemetry one because then it's too easy to see how much battery people have. Oh, as Leo gets a little touch on Mr. Mime's back wheel and loses it around turn 6 or something. Something like that, turn 6 and 7. As Brandon gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. He will come out at the very back of the order in what will be 15th place. 10 seconds penalty and 3 seconds off the last DRS train is not good for anyone. Love this helicopter cam, by the way. Ciardino, Jamie, Volsi, the Mercedes leading the two Ferraris. The two Ferraris that started 1 and 2. Lost out with the tyre compounds. It looks like Jamie's feeling brave on it, and he will go past him. Will Volsi do the same? He thinks about it, he goes for it, and he gets the move done. Ferraris 1 and 2 once again. Stop the race, I hear them say. Ciardino thinks about it, but he doesn't go for it. He's going to have some nice slipstream down this short straight here before getting onto around this fast corner, turn 5, or whatever the hell it is, I don't know. Does he go for it? No, he doesn't. He will get DRS down this next short straight. Getting very close to them now. Bear in mind the softs pit window is open and he may pit at this point, but he will go for another lap as Jamie gets passed by Volsi. I think, yep, Wildstorm pitted as well. At this point, Soft will be on the cliff, starting to drop off. Got some Carlos Sainz 2023 DRS games coming in here. Leo has made his way back up to P6, however bear in mind that is a net P8. The Ferraris swap positions as Ciardino does get a snap of oversteer. This is incredibly low commentary. What am I on about? And he burns the battery, but he's not going to go for an overtake. Instead, he's going into the pit lane. Gets it slowed down enough. In he comes. Softs off, mediums on. And away he goes. Not bad at all. Mr. Mine also in. Gonna be from him. Off. Softs, mediums on. The Ferraris now free to race each other, or not. Depends how they feel. Jamie gonna go for it. I saw some lifting there from Volsey. Intentional swapping positions between the Ferrari pair. As Wildstorm gets hit with a 3-second time penalty for his warnings, which reminds me, let's look at who is approaching Wildstorm has just got 3 in a row, all on the same lap. Alright, anyway, I'll stop looking at that, that's not my problem. Question is, when will the Ferraris be pitting? Obviously, these hard tyres will be lasting much longer than the softs. Than the softs that were on Brandon and Ciardino's car. And Leo gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Bear in mind, the pit lane time loss in Zandvoort is about 23 seconds. Given this is F124, I'd call it about 18 seconds. So, about that's a bit lenient. 20 seconds, I think, is fair. So, if Jamie or Volsey were to pit now, they would probably come out in about between the range of 5th or 4th to 7th. Is a very interesting battle happening further down the order between these two. Wildstorm broke his front wing. Interesting. He does almost lose it coming out the pit lane. The two ghosted drivers. We will start seeing some blue flags shortly enough. Wildstorm picks up another 3 seconds for multiple warnings. The gap between Cialdino and the Ferraris is definitely closing at this point. Just a few laps ago, this was 18 seconds, but Volsey is into the pit lane and catches the 10-second penalty. Cialdino will get past. How far will he go? Will Max get past? No, he won't. Volsey comes out just ahead of Max. But Max is in the DRS, and it's warm tyres, warm used tyres versus fresh cold tyres. It might not take long to warm up those tyres, but at a circuit like this, it won't take long. But hard tyres do require a lot more warm up than softer tyres. However, Max is already dropping back and has lost the DRS. Bear in mind Volsey's 10-second penalty, as it stands, drops him into P8. As I saw Max fan just dipping a wheel into the gravel at turn 10. Anyway, I did not mean to press that button. Right. Oh, action down here between Leo and Mr. Mine. Leo has got a 10-second penalty. But no point in just... Wildstorm, 10 seconds corner cutting. How has that happened? He cannot be, just not trying anymore. And into the pit lane with 16 seconds of penalties, make it 26. And he retires with 26 seconds of penalties. Right, not to be like this, but he's got penalties. That should be a grid penalty. Just saying. Wait, did they just wait for the penalty after they did? Okay, right. Anyway, absolute chaos now because we've got lapped ghosted cars getting in the mix with Jamie pitted. Brandon gets another 10 seconds for ignoring yellow flag. Panda gets 10 seconds for ignoring a yellow flag. I imagine some of those penalties will get cleared, probably. Panda fighting Jamie now. These 4/5. Oh, Panda did not like that. There's large snaps of oversteer with the hards at the front. I'm using the onboard too much. DRS is open, and down they come into turn 10. Quite a few cars have been being caught out by... Quite a few cars have been caught out by how close the gravel is, as Volsey just set to new fastest lap at 1:10.723. But quite a few cars getting caught out by how much gravel there is at the... I think we'll see a move from one of these, from Panda, maybe down here. You think about it, oh, Jamie and Max fan, weaving all over the road. Max fan's going to think about it down the inside of turn 1. Not going to go for it though. It is quite a concerning amount of penalties at this point. Max fan thinks about it again, but not gonna go very close there. Volsi is in the lead. He's got to pull a 10-second gap in 11 laps. Oh, no, 10 laps. Like 9.5 at this point, but right. Showing tyres because someone asked me and I didn't see for a while. Here is all the tyre info. Everyone has pitted at this point. Do you still want to see that? You can go back and pause it. So we've got a leader gap here. And back to interval we go. Okay. In fact, you know what? I want to look at, let's look at some position changes. Max Fan has done a superb job going up 12 positions after starting at the back. Chardino 3 seconds for multiple warnings. Lots of penalties. 6 cars out of the top 7 currently carrying penalties. 5 of which are greater than or of 10 seconds. Okay. There may be some post-race penalties as well. Understandably, there have been some contact issues, particularly at turn 3 and along this short straight. Yusuf is retiring on track retirement there. Anyway, not much action going on. Closest battle is between these two, but doesn't look like we'll see much action there. Let's just check out Volsey, see how he's doing. Max Fun's getting close to Jamie, but he's just not. He's not going for the overtake. I mean, Jamie is catching up to Chaldino, but it doesn't matter because they both have 10-second penalties. I mean, Volsey is pulling away, but he needs to pull a 7-second gap in the span of 2 laps now. Just a few laps left now in the Dutch Grand Prix. Not much action at this stage. Quite a few penalties. Gonna have all sorts of after the have all sorts of position changes once all the drivers have taken the checkered flag. As he will round 10, 3, he will round 10, whatever the hell this is. Will be a double podium for no, wait, no, will it? No, it won't. It will be a podium. In fact, no, it won't. Wait. No, because, so those penalties cancel out. It will be a podium. Anyways, it will be a win on track, but it won't be in the standings. Volsi will take the checkered flag first. However, it won't be for him. It will be for Cialdino, who... Wait, no. It will be for Max Van, who wins the Dutch Grand Prix. After some crazy work with penalties. Leo gets promoted to P5 with the penalties. And feel like Panda across the line. How many places will he drop? Looks like it's just, yep, just going to be the one for him. And that's everyone. Right, no. Doctor's still unghosted. But will be the last to take the checkered flag, unless he goes past his ghosted teammates. Who are both, the Renault and the Alpine, both pair of the ghosted cars were one lap down. That is your Dutch Grand Prix, everyone. I'm quite happy with that. Max Van gets driver of the day here, but it's not really fair. Not quite sure how... I mean, there will be some changes, because I understand there were some ghost penalties. Right. I think we're done here. Not like we're doing like post-race interviews or anything. I'm happy. It's been some very nice racing from everyone. Nowhere near as bad as the last one I did in Kosa. Yeah, we're done. Yeah. Goodbye.